Welcome to the physics class. In this lecture, we are going to study components of a vector, position vector and displacement vector. So first up is components of a vector. So this is the coordinate axis x, y, and z, and the vector here is r vector. So r vector has three components here. In the y-axis, there is, let me just change this color. Yes, in the y-axis, we have r, y, and now we can draw a pen perpendicular to the plane xz. Here, this green line is dropping a perpendicular to the plane xz, and from this we point out, from this point, this one point, we can drop another perpendicular to the x-axis and to the z-axis such that we have the component Rx and Rz. Rx and Rz. So that is how we find the components of the vector, of any vector in the coordinate space. So R vector is equal to Rx I cap. So the unit vector along this direction is a small unit vector. This would be I cap. So I cap R by j cap plus Rz k cap, and R vector modulus we have whole under root of Rx square, Ry square, Rz square. Now the direction cosines of this vector. What are the direction cosines of this vector? That is, what are the angles that this vector is subtending towards the x, y and z axis. So that is cos alpha is equal to Rx by R, cos beta is equals to Ry by R, and cos gamma is equals to Rz by R. So we have alpha would be cos inverse of Rx by R, and beta would be let me just change the color. Beta would be cos inverse Ry by R, and gamma equals cos inverse Rz by R. So these are the three angles. This is alpha, this is alpha, this is beta, and this one is gamma. So these are the three angles that the vector is subtending on the coordinate axis. Now what is a position vector? A position vector is simply a vector which shows the position of any point P. So we have a point P is equal to xy, and the origin O is here. So we have OP as the position vector of point P. So point P has a vector corresponding to it as OP vector is equal to R vector is equal to x I cap plus y j cap. So this is x. This is Rx. This is Ry. Now displacement vector. So if I have written, if the coordinates of a point A are x1, y1, z1, and the coordinates of point B are x2, y2, z2, then RA vector is equals to OA vector and OA vector is equals to OA vector, we can write it x1 I cap, y1 j cap, z1 same. x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap, and RB vector we can write similarly x2 I cap plus y2 j cap plus z2 k cap. Now what is AB? That's the question here. AB, what is the vector AB? Now we have to remember this, that if we have to find AB vector, then it would be RB minus RA vector. That is the vector that is afterwards and minus the vector which is at the tail. So afterwards minus the before one, RB minus RA. So we have vector AB equals to OB minus OA vector, OB vector minus OA vector equals RB minus RA vector, RB vector minus RA vector that is equals to the S vector. This is equals to the X vector, that is S vector is the displacement vector. Now this S is this S. So I'll just make the color and just change the color here. So we have RB minus RA vector equals to S vector equals x2 minus x1 I cap, x2 minus x1 I cap plus y2 minus y1 j cap plus z2 minus z1 k cap. So that is how we find the displacement vector AB. Displacement vector is AB here. K cap. Yes. So that was all for today, guys. So in the next lecture we will study further on vectors. And if you have liked the video, please do like the video, subscribe to my channel and share it among your friends. Thank you.